we begin?
Let's begin now.
Hi everybody, and welcome to a what's in the box review, kit review, whatever you want to call it. We'll call it whatever you like. And we're going to be looking at the Panzerkampfwagen, T34-747 in brackets R, and I've been told that the R stands for Russian, which I think the shape of the tank actually gave it away. This is a smart kit. It's in 1/35 scale. It's by Dragon, and at the moment this is depicting a captured Russian T-34 in German markings, which I never bought it to actually do it in a captured vehicle. I'm going to return it back to its rightful owner, back to the Russians. And this particular kit is for the group build, for Joe's T34 group build, and this is going to be my entry. Quick look around the box, nothing too exciting. We have got some bits on the back, showing the turrets, upper hull, tracks, one-piece barrel, well, one-piece slide moulded barrel, should I say. Wheels, which I hope is in there because they would come in very useful. The lower hull, and some fancy bits on the turret. Oh, and we have a basket at the back, which will not be going on because the Russians didn't have them. So we'll turn it back over and we'll open the box. So to kick off with, we've got the instructions, and there is loads of blue on that, and we'll have a look at that in a little while. There's more blue than there is sprues by the look of it. We have 1, there's 2 in there, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 sprues altogether. We have a correction sheet as well, and we have some magic tracks. Beautiful. This is what I actually bought the kit for as well, the magic tracks. And we have a little bit of PE, some decals, decals, transfers or stickers, whichever you would like to call them. You can call them whatever you want. We've got a little bit of rope and a couple of frets of PE. So we'll see what's in the box, and what I should do now, we'll get them opened, we'll get down and we'll have a look at the parts. Right, we'll start the ball rolling by looking at the workshop manual, the Dragon pamphlet. What can you say about the Dragon pamphlet? I don't like pamphlets, but there we go. Kick off with a nice picture of the T34 on the top, and then we move down to the sprue plan. Now, as normal with Dragon, there is loads of blue. I think we have 1, 2 turrets and front plates that we don't actually use on this build. In this occasion, I'm quite happy about that because I don't want this to be a German version. I want this to go back to being Russian, and I shall have to do a little bit of research, but by the look of it, we have different front plates, and I want to make this one as early as possible. Maybe sort of like number 2 that came off the production line. That would be cool. That would be cool. Anyway, there's the sprue plan. And right, where do we start? We're starting here. Lower hull suspension going in, suspension arms, wheel assembly on 1 to 3. Moving over, sorry, I've pulled that out of shot for you. Then we've got the lower hull, we've got the front plate and the wheels, back grille, the engine grille. Actually, there's not a lot for a Dragon kit going on. Normally you've got loads going on. Oh, we've got some ice cleats to go on the tracks, which is a nice touch. Excuse me. The stowage on the side, I think that's German. The original Russian ones didn't have any type of stowage except for straps. Moving across, we have got the gun, the breech. We have some detailing for inside the turret, which is good because that is a very, very large hatch, and I would like it open with somebody popping out of it when it's built. So it's nice to have some sort of detailing inside. And we're going to have a little look and see what else we're going to have to put in to make it look right. 13 steps, not many steps at all for a Dragon kit. A very, very straightforward, nice build. On the last part is building the back basket, which won't be built because I won't be putting it on. I've already had a look at the tow rope. That won't be used. I'll be making my own, and assembling the magic tracks, which is really part and parcel of why I bought this kit, magic tracks, and as well it was an early version. So that's it for the destructions. So I'm going to put you on pause, we'll get the camera down a little bit lower and we'll get a look at the parts. Okay, as there's so many turrets in this kit, we're going to start with the turrets. Now I've been just sort of looking at them, and there's all very, very subtle differences, and I'm going to have to do a little bit of research to find out exactly what the very, very early turrets were. I think this is the first time that Dragon has actually done me a favour by putting in so many turrets. So we'll crack on and we'll have a look at the parts. As typical Dragon, all nice and clean, no flash, nice one-piece barrel. Like I say, even on the hatches there's no ejector mark pins, so that's good. So if you need it open, you don't have to do no filling. So that's the first turret. And like I say, there's very, very subtle differences. On the last one, that was more flatter. This one is rounded. All exactly the same, vision ports and everything else on it, but very, very slight, subtle differences. There's not a lot to really sort of say about the Dragon kits because they're always nice and clean. I've never really sort of looked at a Dragon kit and thought to myself, you know, that's a real load of rubbish. But that's the second turret. And we move on to the third turret and front plate. Like I say, all the front plates are slightly different as well. So I'm going to have to do a little bit of research and find out exactly what's going on. And that's that one. I think this is more for the German one because we've got the basket dangling on the end of a sprue gate there. All nice and clean, all nicely detailed. What more could a person ask for? Now we've got some of the wheels. These are the metal wheels, and I'm not sure if the earlier type had rubber. I shall have to do a lot of research. But that is the great fun about when you want to do a particular kit. It's the research on it. But all nice and clean. We have another sprue with wheels. There's no point of looking at that. Moving on, it looks like we've been shortchanged here. They've cut a bit out of that one, but we've got the top of the turret, and I've noticed on these as well, they've all slightly different bits on it. So, like I say, I'm going to have to do quite a bit of research. That's that sprue. We're moving on to sprues with just bits on, and I'm not going to name them, but as you can see, they're all nice and clean. We've got some of the idler wheels, we've got some of the tow ropes, tow cables, and they're nicely detailed. They really are nicely detailed. But we expect this from Dragon. There's another set of exactly the same as the one we just looked at. We've got the suspensions there. It's a shame they're nicely detailed and you're never going to see them, but that's the way it goes. All nice and clean. I can't see no flash, no sinkholes or anything like that. We've got a two-piece barrel there. So we're using, they're throwing in all different mouldings now, but we do have a nice one-piece barrel there as well, so that will make life a lot easier. Moving on, this is the last of the larger sprues, the small suspension arms. I would say they're some of the barrels for the back, oil and fuel, all nice and clean, no flash. We move on now to the upper hull, which is extremely nice. Nice thing about Russian armour, there isn't a great deal they put onto them, because they did exactly what they said they do on the label, and that was to go out and destroy tanks or get destroyed. And that was the Russian way of thinking about things. No point of putting too much detail in it. The lower hull, nice and oldie, nice little bits of detail on it. That's the lower hull, nicely done. Now we move over. I'm not going to bother getting these out because these are the magic tracks, which they look extremely nice. It's the magic tracks, no injector mark pins, nothing like that. Also, which I thought was a nice touch for this particular vehicle. Now, I'm not quite sure if these were a German idea or a Russian idea, and these are the ice cleats that were actually clamped onto the tracks. Now, I don't know if, like I say, if that was a Russian idea or a German idea. It'd be interesting to find that out. So that will be something that I will be looking into on a later date. We also have a little threat of PE, not too much, which I haven't opened yet. Right, we have a tow cable, which I won't be using because I do make my own. Decals, decals, transfers or stickers, whichever one you would like to call it, it's fine by me. Won't be using them either because we'll be turning it back to Russian. And a little bit of PE, and it is a little bit of PE, which I do prefer to see a small piece of PE when I get the damn thing out of the bag. Just for the main grille at the back, I would say the small little straps there are for clamping the ice cleats on to the vehicle, and the other bits, well, we'll find that out when we start putting it together. But a nice small piece, not too much. I'm quite happy with that. So that is a look at the Panzerkampfwagen T34. Nice kit. There's not going to be many parts to it because the bulk of them are going to be well, not used. So thank you very much for joining me, and hopefully we might see you on the next one.